Good morning, students. As a day before, we started poem 2, Wind, from your English textbook, Be High. The wonderful poem written by Chinnaswamy Subramaniam Bharti, originally written in Tamil language and translated by A.K. Ramanujan in English. As I have introduced you very well that wind is a natural phenomena, and here in the beginning lines, poet talks to the wind and he described the power of the wind and also linked the power of the wind to the adversities of life. He has given a message that one should be very strong and tough, should not be weak. We have recited the poem. Then I have already introduced you and explained you stanza 1 and 2. Let's begin with the next one. The wind god winnows and crushes them all. He won't do what you tell him. So come, let's build strong homes. Let's join the doors firmly. Practice to form the body. Make the heart steadfast. Do this and the wind will be friends with us. The wind god winnows and crushes them all. He won't do what you tell him. Here, the poet is referring wind as God and said that wind god winnows. Winnows means a kind of process that is used to separate grains from husk with the help of wind. So here the wind god winnows and crushes them all. Now to whom it crushes? The wind god crushes here to all the weaker ones and separates all the weaker ones from the stronger ones. He won't do what you tell him. Now in these lines the poet stops speaking to the wind and starts speaking to his readers. He tells his readers that the wind does not listen to anybody. He is not going to listen to you, and that his actions are governed by him alone. He is not going to listen to you. He will do whatever he wish. Therefore, we cannot escape the ill effects of the wind by appealing to wind like he has been doing this. Instead, we should build our houses strong on the strong foundation and ensure that our doors cannot be easily penetrated in order to save our lives from the wind. So what we need to do? We need to be more stronger. We need to build strong houses with strong foundation. We need to join the doors of windows very firmly, the doors of our houses very firmly, so that no any strong wind can harm them. We need to make arrangements for our protection. Practice to firm the body. Make the heart steadfast. Do this and the wind will be friends with you. Now, here poet asks his readers that you need to practice to firm the body. Means you need to make yourself stronger. You need to be courageous to face all kind of obstacles in your life. You should be mentally, physically and emotionally tough and strong. Here the word steadfast. Steadfast means resolutely or dutifully firm. It means sometimes we have seen that because of small obstacles on the way to achieve our goal, we lose hope. So instead losing hope, you should be firm, you should be determined to your goal. So here poet mentioned that weaker one always give up under the influence of any ill effect or any kind of obstacle on the way. They start giving excuses to themselves as well as to others. So instead giving excuses, instead giving up or getting disappointed or disheartened, one should be strong, brave and courageous. Once if you will see face to the wind or any kind of obstacle or adversities of your life, difficulties of your life, then all these difficulties will become your friend, or all these strong winds will be your friend. So how you can make wind to your friend? If you will be courageous, if you will be focused and determined. So with the strong determination and your willpower and courage, you can make the strong winds your friend. And whenever you face any difficulty, after that when you succeed, you feel stronger, you become more courageous. So all these obstacles will be your friend, and you just to make you more stronger than before. The wind blows out quick fires, he makes strong fires roar and flourish. His friendship is good, we praise him every day. Now in these lines, the poet has kept the wind on pedestal. He is comparing the wind to God. He says that wind is God and we praise wind every day. He adds that everything that is weak gets finished off in the face of the strong wind. Whenever the strong wind comes, the weak fires always blown off, but the strong fires always become more violent, more stronger. Okay, so now here you can recall. So if there is a small fire just of dry leaves, it just blown off when the strong wind comes. Okay, or you can take the example of candle flame, right, or flame with the matchstick. These you can blow off with a very small amount of wind. But if we talk about bonfire, campfire, or you might have seen your grandmother cooking food on the chula. So what she did, just to make fire more stronger, flame more stronger, she used a hollow pipe to blow the air. Means that wind makes the fire blow more strongly. Thus the poet says, he makes strong fires roar and flourish. Flourish means grow and develop. So here the strong fires are becoming grown and violently they start their flame. Production of heat and light becomes more. His friendship is good and we praise him every day. Here, poet gives us a very important message that we should not feel bad, disappointed or disheartened that we are facing so many challenges in our life or we face so many adversities in our life. We should make ourselves physically, mentally and emotionally strong and tough to face these all challenges. And once we are strong, once we are brave and courageous, once we will see eye to eye to any kind of difficulty, we will overcome the challenges and we will become friends with them, and then we'll be happy that we had these all challenges and these all challenges made us stronger. We become stronger and better. Let's discuss poetic devices used by the poet here in this wonderful poem. The first one is, you can find the words, similar words or the repetition of the words at the beginning of the lines, beginning of consecutive lines. So here it is known as anaphora. So line number 2, 3, 4 begins with don't, and lines 6, 7, 8 begin with you. Second one is personification. Wind has been personified here when the poet says you are. He is referring to wind as you. That means he is treating wind as a person. If we move further, we find the word crumbling repeated many times to lay emphasis. The poet wants to say that the wind crushes everything that is weak. That's why he repeats the word crumbling. Means it's a kind of repetition. Then poet also used here alliteration, the repetition of consonant sound in close connections. You can find here wind, winnows, won't, want. These are the consonant sounds. Then you can find fires and flourish. Next is symbolism. Symbolism is that the thing refers to some other thing. The wind is a symbol. It refers to challenges and adversities of life. He is using wind as a symbol for adversities and challenges of our life. In the entire poem, one more very important metaphor is used. A device which compares two things or qualities which are unlike. So you can see in line number 12, the wind god winnows. Here, winnows is a metaphor for separating the weak for strong. So let's recap what is the key theme or the central idea of the poem and the message we get. The poem conveys the idea that nobody cares for the weak. Even the wind is on the side of the strong people. We must make ourselves strong to become successful and overcome the challenges in life. The poet has poured out his heart in the present poem. He says that people must be strong at the heart because only the weak at heart are troubled by difficulties. Here wind symbolizes difficulties which has power to devastate life on the earth. But if the people are strong at heart, they face the challenges thrown out by difficulties. They struggle and at last come out with flying colors. So when the more you struggle, the more you face challenges eye to eye, face to face, then you will become more stronger and you will come out with flying colors. You will have so many feathers in your head. I hope you enjoyed this wonderful poem. Thank you.